Hello there and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be updating the reading journal. So I decided that I want to have a recommends page, as now I've got people in my life that are recommending books to me. So I've got a pile of stickers that I've already cut out, book covers, and then this is going to be the heading. I just wanted to make it quick and simple, and I found this graphic on Canva, so I decided that I'd use this one. So these are the books that have been, this spread is for the recommended books, so books that have been recommended to me by other people. So I'm going to put this recommend sticker in the top corner, and then the idea is that when people say, why don't you read this, I've got some of them that are book titles or book covers, and some of them I will just write in the space. So some very good recommendations. So now I'm going to go on to my monthly pages. I'm a couple of months behind. It's technically July and I haven't done May's or June's. So I figured that I would just get nicely up to date, and then I'll try and get into a better regime of updating it as I go. So July, I've put a lot more effort into reading and making sure that I'm making time to read. So hopefully that means there'll be a lot more books on the list, which will be nice, because I've got quite a pile from the library and quite a to be read pile. So, you know, along with recommendations. So I've got a heck of a lot to read, and I love reading. So it'll be nice to actually make some time to be able to do some reading. Yeah, just be quite nice to have some downtime, because although I'm still decluttering at home, it's slowing down a bit because we're getting somewhere. So once I've got somewhere, I can sort of maybe calm down for a little bit, you know, have a little bit of me time, and then go back to doing some more, or doing little bits little and often, which is kind of the idea. Anyway, back to May. So in May I read 3 books, two of them were books and one of them was a audiobook. So what I've done is I've decided to do a couple of pie charts, just showing what I've read, whether it's fiction, whether it's non-fiction, you know, whether the authors are male or female, not that it matters, but, you know, just out of interest as to whether I read more of one than the other. So I figured that these stats I'll keep going for the whole year. It may not be the same ones every month. I might try and mix it up a little bit. But it would just be quite nice to see what the difference is to my reading styles and what reading I'm doing. Because I want to have another look at my book bingo and my bookathon for this year, because I know I'm behind on both, and I want to try and see if I can at least get a wriggle on, if not catch up. So yeah, it's just going to be a case of ploughing on and putting a little bit of effort maybe into less effort into decluttering when there isn't so much to be done now, and a little bit more into self-care, reading, doing the things that I want to do. I've already got a bookathon planned for next year that I found online, which I'm not going to talk about now because I'm waiting till next year, because it's just, I'm very excited, very, very excited. As always, I'm rubbing out my pencil marks before I start colouring it in, because it's terrible trying to rub them out once you've started colouring everything in. To be honest, I'm impressed that I remembered, because it's a 50-50 chance. So I've got my Whisper pens out again, those watercolour markers that I didn't know I had until a couple of weeks ago. They have been amazing. The downside is you can't get them anymore, so I'll have to invest next time, because they were expensive back then, and I might have to invest and get the other ones again. But the fact that I've had them 20 years and they're still going definitely shows that they've definitely stood the test of time. Thing is, so this time I think they might run out, because I just keep using them because I'm enjoying them. But at the end of the day, pens are to be enjoyed. There's no point in keeping them on display for later on. So the idea is that I'm having I'm changing the way I'm doing it slightly, and having the month page and the stats on the left, and then I'm doing the books on the right. So there'll be 3 books per page. So if I'd have read more than 3 books, it would have gone over the page, but I only did 3. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the big star ratings around the books on the right hand side, and then the idea is that the space next to it is for me to write something about the book, what I thought, whether I'd read the rest of the series, everything like that. I may even find time to see whether it was a recommendation or whether it was for a author talk at work. Yeah, it's a good time to see why did I read it, did I enjoy it, would I read it again kind of idea. So the best way to get my my star scores is just double checking my Goodreads account. So I'm going to save the writing bit till later, and then I'm literally going to just do the June title page. So once again, I found a graphic on Canva that's inspired this one. It's not exactly the same, but I've tried to make it my own. But yeah, over the summer they're going to be very summary pages. Once again, I managed to read 3 books in June. I'm going to try and make that better in July. So I've done a couple of pie charts, and then I'm rubbing out my pencil markings before we colour it in. Once again, I'm putting my title page on the left and my books on the right. As I said, if I had more than 3 books, it would go over the page, but it doesn't this month. So once again, I'm going to stick them in the usual way, like I did the month before, and I'm going to put my star ratings on it. This time I'm just writing on there whether it was a book that was recommended to me, whether it was for an author visit. Yeah, so I want to make sure that I've got all this information. Because some of the books, it's like, well, I wouldn't read them if they hadn't have been for an author talk or something. So it's interesting to see how that has changed my reading choices. I'm also going to do the July title page, just because I've had an idea. It's sort of a blue and red theme with some fireworks. But then I'm not going to do anything else to the July page, because although it's the end of July, nearly the end of July, I have got that set up for a new video. Because I'm going to try and do them as monthly updates now. So I'm just going to colour in those, and then I am going to stop with the monthly pages there. Okay, so over to book bingo. I feel like we should better colour in a few more boxes on this. So I've read a thriller, because the William Shaw was a thriller. I think I've decided that I want to do a tip out for next month, so that'll be on next month's update, that tells you what the books were that finished off book bingo, because I just think that would be a much nicer way. I mean, yes, I've coloured them in, but it'd be nice to see what led to me colouring in that box. I think it'd just be something good to look back on. So I'm going to do that for the next month's video. I'm literally just going to have a little tip in. I just haven't decided how I'm going to design it just yet. Looks like I've also read a book that's outside of my comfort zone. I think that may have been a July book, so that may be upcoming. It was another book for an author talk, but we'll discuss that in July. I think I got a little bit confused when I did this. That may well be everything. Okay, so now over to the books that I've read and updating that list, because I had to print off I didn't have enough book covers to print a whole page of stickers, so I'm literally doing a bunch of them now. You will find that some of these books are July books because I was doing it all as I went along and got very confused. So some of these books will be a little bit of a spoiler alert for next month. And that's it for this month. So that's our reading journal, my reading journal, up to date. And I hope you've enjoyed what you're seeing. If you like it, then please like, subscribe. You know, tell me about your reading journal. Anyone got any book recommendations? I have a big pile, but I'm always up for a good recommendation. I found that my reading habits have changed slightly. So now we've got romantasy as a topic. It's not fluff anymore. But apparently that's a very book talk term. So we'll be going over Book Talk a little bit more in next month's video. But if you like to subscribe, let me know what you're reading, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you.